Hi, welcome back to the second signing up video to help you on your way to signing with your little one. In this video, we're going to go over some other important signs that you might want to use with your child. Basically, once you've made some progress with your first 2 or 3 signs, you want to start adding in other signs. And the signs you want to think of are things that are really high need or high value. So the sign for giraffe is just not a priority when you're 5 months. So the sign for milk is probably a good choice. So we're going to go over some of those high need signs and sing a little song with those signs. So we know more, right? We already learned that one. That's more. And this is a sign for food. Food and eating is the same sign. More food. Okay. And then some other signs. This is the sign for mom. You have an open hand, you tap it by the chin. That's the sign for mom. Mom, very important sign. Mom. And then, of course, if you move it up to your forehead, it becomes a sign for dad. That's dad. The way it works in American Sign Language is that all the female signs are below the nose, all the male signs are above the nose. Yes. So this is mom. This is dad. Yes. Yes. And then another sign that I love starting with, it's in my top 5 of most used signs, is a sign for please. Please. It's actually on your chest, which I can't do because I'm mic'd. But yes, it's like that. So I'm pretending. That's a sign for please. The reason I like the sign for please so much, it's for 2 reasons actually. One is that just like more and all done, you can apply it to everything. It's a great starter sign because you'll know what they want. You'll know if they're crying for their pacifier or for more food. You can just teach them to do the sign for please. So just like more and all done, you can use it throughout the day. And particularly in the beginning, I think those are the signs that are most effective because if you can repeat it and apply it to a bunch of different situations, it goes fastest. The other reason I like it so much is because of their fine motor skills. Because all they have to do is bring a hand to the chest, and then that's the sign. So it's a great starter sign, in my view. So we're going to sing a little song and practice these signs. So the song we're going to be singing is going to go with these signs. We're going to go more, eating, and then we're going to sing mommy, please. So it goes more, eating, mommy, please. And we sing that a couple times, then we sing we'll eat until we're done. So, and Liv and Luke are going to help us out. We're going to go nice and slow so you can sing along and sign along, because this song we'll also be singing several times today. See how that works? All done. All done. All done. So that was our warm-up. Let's do it one more time. More? You want more? More? Is that good tempo-wise for you guys? More? 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 Let's sing it again. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. More eating, mommy, please. More eating, mommy, please. More eating, it's such fun. We'll eat until we're done. All done. All done. No, done.
More? Eat? Okay.
More? Can you show me more? Food? Food. Good. More food.
You all ready for food? Yeah? Okay.
Can you say one more, please? That's a good one.
Mama. Mama. William. Mama. Mama.
We've already covered more and all done. A few other great starter signs are please. Please is just a flat hand, make a circle on the chest. Very much like more and all done, you can use it throughout the day because you'll know from context what your child wants and all they have to do is sign please. The sign for food, it's just bringing your hand to the mouth. Food and eating is the same sign. The sign for milk is very iconic. It's like you're milking a cow. For moms who nurse, go with one hand because it's just more subtle when your kid comes up to you like this versus this.
Mama's little baby likes milk, milk, milk. Mama's little baby likes milk, milk, milk.
Then the sign for drink. You mimic a cup, you bring it to your mouth. That's drink. Then the sign for water. It's a W shape, and you tap it by your chin. That's water. The sign for change, as in changing a diaper, you turn your wrists back and forth like this. That's change. And then this is the sign for diaper. It goes open and close, right by where your belt loops would be.
Can you do the sign for change?
The sign for up, you just point up. Sign for down is the opposite, so it's up and down. Then the sign for bath. You have 2 thumbs up, and you scrub like this. The sign for clean. It's just like this, cleaning up. So you would use that for putting toys away, wiping a surface, and also for wiping faces.
Wash hands.
The sign for pacifier. You have a thumb up, move it like this by the mouth. The sign for play, thumb and a pinky, shake it side to side. It's also the sign for party. And the sign for music. It's one arm out and then back and forth like this. That's music.
Sam, what's the sign for music?
Good.
The sign for book. I like using this sign better than the sign for reading. This is reading, but for little hands, this is harder than this. The sign for poop. You have one thumb out, wrap your other hand around it, pull it out. That's poop. For families who do elimination communication, who potty train from birth, this is a really important sign to use. This is poop, this is wet. Then the sign for friend. You crisscross 2 fingers. That's a friend. Along the same lines as is share. Friend and share are good signs to use around 16 months. Generally, kids start having some sharing issues around 18 months or 19 months, so you want to preempt that by teaching them the signs and the skill before it becomes an issue. So by giving them a couple of toys and asking them to share with a friend or share with mom, they can learn that skill and understand those signs. That way, a little bit later on, when they're 18, 19 months, if there is an issue, you can revert back to that and ask them to share, and they'll actually be able to understand you and apply what you taught them. The sign for help. You have a flat hand out. This mimics a person, and then it goes, I help you, you help me. Most of the time with babies, it just sort of becomes like this. They tap their hand. That's help. Ariana? Oh. Can you show me play? Oh.
Help. Good girl.
You need help? Ready? Need help, please? Can you say please? Thank you. Okay, I'll help you. Here you go. I'll help you with one leg. Can you get the other one over? There you go. The sign for hurt or pain. You twist 2 fingers, you point to where it hurts. So that's a headache, earache, tummy ache. The sign for sleep, you run your hand over your face. That's sleep. You can also use the sign for bed. Either one will work. I like this one slightly better because most kids, when they're tired, they'll touch their face. It's something they naturally do anyway. So you might as well teach them to do that on purpose. Sign for love or hug. It's like this. It's the same sign for love or hug. The whole sentence would be, I love you. You love me. The sign for thank you is like this. Just a hand away from the chin. Thank you. The sign for grandma. You have your hand out, and then it's 2 hops. Grandma. This is grandpa. The way it works in American Sign Language is that every generation gets a hop. So this is grandma. This would be great grandma. Great grandma. The sign for cat, for families who have a cat, that would be a big priority. If you don't have a cat, it's not such a big priority. This is the sign. It mimics the whiskers. That's a cat.
Sign for cat. Cat.
And then for dog, you tap on your thigh. So that's a dog. The full sign is where you tap and then go like this. But with babies, you can just use this part. Dog.
Sign for dog. Very good.
And then the sign for bubbles. It's like you're popping bubbles.
Bubbles? Do you want bubbles? Show me bubbles. Bubbles.
And that's the list of priority signs. So we're going to revisit that song that I taught you a few minutes ago. And we're going to change out the words so you have another example of how you can do that. And in this case, we're going to sing more, our favorite sign, more, bubbles, bubbles. And in this case, we're going to sing Daddy, please. So it's going to be more, bubbles, Daddy, please. And then we'll pop until we're done. That's a lot of bubbles. You got it. This is where you would say, all done, all done, all done, all done, all done, all done. Let's ask them if they want another round. So let's do the more sign. Who wants more? More. 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 And just to keep you on your toes, we're going to change the words again a little bit. And in this case, we're going to make it more, bubbles, mom and dad. See how that works? It's like, whoop. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go over a couple of alternate versions of the More Bubbles song or the More Jumping song. We're going to sing More Bubbles, Mommies, Please. So for families with 2 moms, that's one of the ways that you can use this song. And we're going to have Luke and Liv from Band Writing Collective help us again. Ready?
2, 3. More bubbles, mommies, please. More bubbles, mommies, please. More bubbles, it's such fun. We'll pop until we're done.
Nice. And the same applies to More Bubbles, Daddies, Please, for families with 2 dads. So let's do one more, just to give you another example of how you can switch out the words. Let's go more reading, mom and dad.
More reading, mom and dad. More reading, mom and dad. More reading, it's such fun. We'll read until we're done.
Nice. So you get the idea. You start with more, the song ends with all done, and then you put in whatever the activity is, so more jumping, more reading, more dancing, more eating, whatever you want, and then you put in whatever the people are. So more eating, mom and dad, it can be mommy, please, daddy, please, grandma, please, mommies, please, etc. So you can use that song, change out the words, use it throughout the day, and it will help you get to signing with your kid. Thank you. If you're looking for some things to help you with the signs, just want to show you these two DVDs that Signing Up has created. This one is 150 signs, so if you really want to get going, this would be a great way to go. It's the sign demonstrated by a deaf person, so it's very accurate, and then you see what the sign represents. So you and your child can actually learn some of the signs from watching this. It does include spoken language and written language for full language development. So, for example, if you see a deaf person doing the sign for milk, then you see a glass of milk, and then it repeats several times at a rather slow pace. And you can certainly use this interactively and watch it with your child, sign with your child, and they will actually learn some signs from this. This one is a little bit more for fun. It's songs. It's a day in the life of baby. Starts with good morning, ends with good night, and then it covers all the songs in between. So there's a color song, there's a getting dressed song, a nap time song, a food song, tickle song, etc. And there's a separate CD, and then there's a DVD where you see me and a few of my friends signing out all the songs. And so that's just for you to have some more tools in your toolkit as you start signing. A lot of families like to have some songs in their repertoire to sign to. So that would be this one, that's sign-along songs.
Well, we watched the video quite a bit, as we said. We would use it to get his attention during mealtime, especially. He'd been throwing food quite a bit during that stage, and any sort of distraction was going to be nice. But I think he enjoyed watching, especially the people section of the video, and so we would often use the signs for family members. And when we would talk to him, we would start using those signs.
Once you've covered some of the basic signs and they have signs for their basic needs like milk and food and please, you can certainly start adding signs for things like colors or feelings or activities. Some families never get there, that's fine. Some families do. I will say that I think the majority of the families I work with fall between anywhere from 10 to 20 signs. If you get 10 signs, that's really a lot, and your life does really get a lot easier. And some families take it all the way, and their children end up knowing like 50 signs. And they do know very specific things like cracker and apple and pear and grapes. So see what works for you. Teach them as many signs as you feel like you're up to. And then next up, we're going to talk a little bit about the process, what it's like for them to learn a sign, and then what you can do to support their learning and actually actively teach them a sign. And for that, we'll meet you at the next video. We'll see you there. If you move that to your cheek, it becomes wine. That's good for really good to know. Can I ask you, I didn't look down a lot. Am I looking down too fast? Can you tell me if I do stuff like that so that it's not a nightmare in editing? Thank you.
You're looking down.